What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RaceNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, let's get going. It is Belmont week, but we've got other big races at Saratoga as well. So while we wait for the Belmont to be drawn and do a preview of that one, let's do some more, and let's go to Friday, actually. I'm going to go to Friday, race 9 on the card. This is the Ogden Phipps Stakes, a grade 1 event for a mile and an eighth for the older fillies and mares. This is a Breeders' Cup winning year in for the distaff that'll be happening on Friday as well, so that'll be a lot of fun to see how this thing shakes out. Like I said, field of 7. Shout out to Naira for getting the odds out early. That is very nice. Looks like the morning line just came out as I was getting ready to record this, actually, so we do have the morning lines to work with as well. All right, let's get to it. We'll go through them one by one, give you a winner at the end. The number 1 is Darth Vader, making the third start off the layoff here in this spot today. Of course, Darth Vader, most famously known for winning the Devona Dale back in 2023 at 46-1. Since that win, has not won again. So that is kind of the bad news for Darth Vader. Don't see much of a chance today either. I do think she could sit a pretty decent trip. I wouldn't be absolutely shocked if this horse got third or fourth in this one. And then last time out in the La Terrain got fourth. And so if you run kind of similar to that, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Darth Vader's able to do that. But winning would be kind of shocking to me. The number 2 is Dazzling Moon. This horse gets ready to jump up in class after running second last time out at Pimlico in the DuPont Distaff. Got beat by Candied by 3 lengths. Candied is in this race, so we'll talk about her in just a second. 3 races back, was able to win the Royal Delta. That was a grade 3 event. And so, yeah, there's races on the past performances where you could see a grade 3 victory, a lower class stakes victory being possible. When you get up to this level, though, you start to get a little bit worried that she can hang with some of these other horses. I do see her getting a similar trip as the one Darth Vader, kind of stalking the pace setter and maybe having a little bit of advantage on the closers. I don't think the pace is going to be overly fast here. But at the end of the day, I still just don't see how this horse is going to be able to get the job done. This one's just not for me. The number 3 is Leslie's Rose. Very interesting horse here. Of course, last year as a 3-year-old, she was able to win the Ashland Stakes. She also finished second up here in the Acorn Stakes at Saratoga, but was defeated by Torpedo Anna. Also defeated by Torpedo Anna in the Coaching Club American Oaks. Long layoff, came back just 33 days ago at Belmont at the Big A on May 4th. That was the Sunday after the Kentucky Derby. So if you're like, Leslie's Rose ran and I forgot, well, maybe you were taking that day off, as a lot of horse players do. But yeah, she came back in the 6.5 furlong vagrancy, got third, only beaten a neck. I will say this, that's really not, going that distance. That's really not where I think we're going to see her at her best. I think when she stretches out to a distance like this, I think that's when we're going to see her at her best. Second off the layoff, second out as a 4-year-old. Irad Ortiz back aboard for the second straight race. I think it's all good signs. I think it's all very, very good signs. And I think she's going to show up and run an improved race today. Talking about the number 3, Leslie's Rose. Will it be improved enough? That's going to be the big question. But I do think this horse is going to run well. And I don't think there's any world beaters in here. And with Torpedo Anna, injured or whatever, just didn't run very well at all last time out. This kind of became a wide open division. And speaking of Torpedo Anna, the horse was able to win the race that Torpedo Anna was in last, is the number 4, Raging Sea. Raging Sea, the winner of the La Terrain, closed up nicely to get the job done by 3/4 of a length. 2 races back, was second, beaten 2.5 by Torpedo Anna. But before that, won the Beldame at Belmont at the Big A and the Personal Ensign right here at Saratoga, going a mile and an eighth. The Personal Ensign that day was that race where Idiomatic and Randomized got in a head-to-head duel, set crazy fractions, and Raging Sea got him late and ended up passing Idiomatic very late in the stretch. So this is a nice horse for sure. Won the Shoe V at Saratoga as well, pretty impressively. Thing I like about Raging Sea, yes, she does come from out of it, but I don't feel like she drops quite as far back as she used to, unless that pace is just extremely hot. I think she's kind of shown that she can sit just off the lead and be okay too. She only had to make up 3 lengths in the La Terrain, and I think that's kind of where she's going to be here. I don't see a lot of pace in this race. I think she'll sit 2 to 3 lengths behind the leader and try to go get them. This horse, 8 wins out of 14 starts. Very, very nice horse here, talking about Raging Sea. All right, let's keep going to the number 5, Candied. Coming off a win in the DuPont last time out at Pimlico. That was on Preakness weekend. Got the job done by 3 lengths over Dazzling Moon, as we talked about. 2 races back in the Double Dog Dare, finished third, beaten 5 3/4. The horse that won that race, Gin, came back to run second last week in a stakes race at Churchill Downs. So not bad there. And of course, Breeders' Cup Distaff, Candied was third, beaten 6 1/4 by Torpedo Anna and Raging Sea. So she's got good races on the past performances. She's got races that make her competitive. I kind of lean the other Todd Pletcher runner, Leslie's Rose, over Candied today in this spot. But, I get if you kind of want to play her off that race last time out, but I don't know. I kind of think Leslie's Rose might be set up to run just a little bit better. The number 6 is Tarifa. A horse that, as a 3-year-old was able to rattle off 3 wins down at Fairgrounds before running a poor in the Kentucky Oaks. Had some time off, kind of was slow to get back going. Third start off a little bit of a layoff back in October of last year, was able to win the Mother Goose. This year it came back off of a little bit of a layoff again, was third, beaten 6 1/2 in the Beholder Mile, and then was second, beaten 5 1/4 in the Double Dog Dare. She just hasn't really elevated her game. She's kind of the same type of horse that she was. And that's why you kind of worry. You kind of worry that maybe she just isn't improving enough to get the job done here. So I don't prefer her in this spot. I kind of am looking elsewhere. I don't know. I just kind of feel like we need to see a step forward from her. Maybe we will. Third off the layoff, third out as a 4-year-old, I should say. Maybe we will. I don't know. I just kind of am skeptical of Tarifa. And then finally, let's look at the number 7, Randomize. And I think Randomize comes in with a big shot here as well. Last year was able to win this race. Randomize won the Ogden Phipps and beat Idiomatic. Got the lead on Idiomatic, was able to get the job done and beat her. We've seen her kind of go gate to wire in the past. The Bell Dame at Belmont at the Big A, the Alabama. These were races as a 3-year-old this horse was able to win, going gate to wire. So we could see her do it without any doubt whatsoever. We could see her do it. Back in 2023, she was second in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, only beaten a half length by Idiomatic. So this year, only one race. So I mentioned she won the Ogden Phipps, and then she tried the Personal Ensign. That was a race I mentioned earlier last year where she just set a horrific pace with Idiomatic and faded badly. So then it took 252 days to get her to the track off of that race. She comes back and she runs third, only beaten 3/4 of a length in her first start of the season in the La Terrain there at Churchill Downs. Now we're here. Now there's not a lot of pace in this race. I think she is a clear leader in this race. Second off the layoff. I think she might be super tough in here. She might be gone. I really think she could take this field gate to wire. She's very, very interesting in this spot to me. And look, I do know that, the last 2 races she's been in, Raging Sea was able to defeat her. But again, first off a layoff last time out, and then 2 races back was in that pace where anybody was going to beat her. She was walking down the stretch after running that fast early. She's interesting in this spot for sure here. And if she can get that lead, she might just do what she did last year and take them gate to wire. All right, that is the field of 7 for this race. And I am going to go with the number 7, Randomized, to win this thing. I think she's loose on the lead in a major way. When I look at this thing, I really don't think Darth Vader, Dazzling Moon, or Leslie's Rose will kind of bother her. I think those 3 will kind of sit off a little bit. And I think it'll be Randomized out in front, and I think that's the one they're going to have to run down. I kind of think Brad Cox has got him over a barrel. I like the number 4, Raging Sea, a little bit as well. Wouldn't be surprised if it came in 7-4 or 4-7, and Raging Sea was able to get the job done again. But at 9-2, I'm going to take a shot with Randomized. I do like Leslie's Rose for third. I think that is a horse that is ready to make improvement. Second out as a 4-year-old, second off the layoff. So I do like that horse as well. But I am going to go on top, number 7, Randomized, to win this year's version of the Ogden Phipps, just like she did last year, and become a repeat winner of this race. All right, guys, hit that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alert anytime we do videos like this. We'll have a lot coming out. It is Belmont week, and we'll have a lot of coverage of the Belmont. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe now so you get alerted anytime we do videos on the Belmont or anything else moving forward. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching, and good luck if you're playing Saratoga this weekend, Belmont Stakes week.